Now, we've all seen one hit point Clash Royale replays, but this one is downright ridiculous. What is going on, you guys? It's your host, Galadon. Galadon Gaming. One hit point replays are the specialty, the subject of this episode. We're going to look at them and we're going to create them, or show you how you can create pretty much the craziest replay you possibly could ever see. Now, of course, we've seen replays like this where you get the guy's tower down to one hit point and then you just barely take it out at the end of the battle. It does happen from time to time. It's pretty cool. Not quite as exciting when, say, maybe it's your tower that's down to one hit point and you just barely managed to grab the win. But it doesn't always work that way. You got to remember, every time that somebody wins with one hit point left on their tower, that means somebody else has just lost and they were only one hit point away from winning the battle. So check this one out between Olaf Noob and Static Light as it comes down to the final seconds of the battle. You can see both guys grinding away on their opponent's left-hand tower. The Lumberjack trying to get in there. The Fireball takes it down to one hit point. They're in overtime, and yes, the Fireball one hit point shy of getting the tower down, and Static Light grabs the victory. I believe that one made TV Royale. Now, we'll take a look at some more of these. Right here, we've got a battle between Fame Hunter of Clash Royale and Skiller from the Dark Assassins. One more time, except for, check this out, it's already 2-2. Mini P.E.K.K.A.'s at the river. Miner trying to get to that badly damaged King's Tower. Here comes the Royal Giant as well. Defended. Zap Spell saves the tower. The Inferno trying to get that Royal Giant out of the way. You can see the hit points just about gone. 230. A familiar number. It leaves one hit point on the King's Tower as time is counting down. Fame Hunter goes for the Graveyard and the Miner. Check out the Miner coming in. It can't connect with the tower, and as time counts down miraculously, Fame Hunter grabs the win. One hit point left on the entire battlefield, you guys. That one of the craziest replays that I've ever seen. Now, we will get down to, at the end of this video, exactly how to do it in a friendly challenge when you've got a couple of level 9 players. But before that, we've got Monrovis from our own Full Attack clan going up against Magnet. And this battle is going to be super close, as you could imagine being in this video. But let's get into it. You can see here that Monrovis is using the Graveyard. The Golem Graveyard combination, a little bit unusual. You don't see a lot of this. Here comes the Graveyard along with the Skeleton Army. That is going to occupy his opponent's Zap Spell, but he does have the minions. The minions not taken out by the Zap are able to defend against that Graveyard. So with less than a minute down, it doesn't look good for Monrovis. He's already down about 1,000 hit points on his left tower. Hog Rider is going to get in there, but get countered. Can't get the job done. A couple minions left over. Down to 2 minutes left, and Monrovis has already used his Graveyard, so he doesn't have the element of surprise by dropping that Graveyard late in the battle. Here he's trying to stop the Royal Giant with a Skeleton Army, and Magnet for some reason decides not to use the Zap Spell, maybe because he's afraid of the Skeleton Army and the Graveyard of Monrovis. So that means the Royal Giant doesn't get to the tower. Monrovis saving up Elixir, going to drop a Golem at the back, and ideally, obviously, he's trying to time the arrival of the Golem at the tower with the Graveyard, and that way the Golem is going to distract the units in the area of the tower as well. The Graveyard should be able to get that damage done, especially if he can stop those minions or whatever else that you know Magnet is going to drop back there to try to pull off all of those skeletons from the Graveyard. So the Golem is getting close. He is just about down to Golemites. Now he's at Golemites, but here comes the Graveyard. Mini P.E.K.K.A. gets one down, but the Graveyard is going to do its job, and there it goes to work on that tower. Bomber trying hard to keep up, but can't quite get the job done either, and that is a lot of damage off that tower, and suddenly things are much closer than they were, and we're into double Elixir. Magnet drops another Royal Giant. This time he does use the Zap Spell to take down the Skeleton Army, and that's going to allow the Royal Giant to get a few good shots on the tower. But as you can see, it's again very, very close. Both guys right between 900 and 1,000 hit points left on their damaged towers. The Hog Rider not going to get there again. Ice Spirit and Skeleton Army doing a great job. And yet another Golem is bouldering his way across the bridge. Here it comes, the Royal Giant as well. Monrovis decides not to counter the Royal Giant with anything but the minions and drops the Graveyard. That's going to give him the tower, or yes, there it is, as we're in the final 10 seconds, and here it comes. Another 230 hit point tower taken down to just 1 hit point, and Monrovis grabs the victory by a single hit point. So this is cool and all, and yes, you see it a lot, but obviously there has been some talk of, can you do it yourself? Can you do it intentionally? And well, if you think about this, I'm guessing that the guys at the Clash Royale team probably made this happen. Now, they could have adjusted things just by a little bit. It's pretty elementary math to see that this could not happen with the spells and the direct damage that you have. Because obviously, if you're using any sort of unit, it's going to be much more difficult to control the exact amount of damage output to the towers. But here's the math. Simple as this, you guys. If you're playing at level 9, at tournament level, and you're in a friendly challenge with your buddy, if you want to get a crown tower down to 1 hit point left, you must hit it with 5 rockets and 1 zap spell. That will take it down to 1 hit point, as you see Blaze's left tower and Bview's opposing left tower both at 1 hit point already. So it's just a matter of time for this, you guys. Using the rage spell on the elixir collectors, getting those collectors down to give you that elixir as fast as you possibly can, because you don't have a great deal of time to get this done, and it's a lot of damage to put through to those crown towers. So they're going to go ahead and get 5 rockets and 1 zap on each crown tower, but now you've got the King's Tower, and of course it's got a different number of hit points than the crown towers do. Now these guys are into overtime. It's going to be tight. It's always tight when people try to get this done. The King's Tower, here's the formula for the King's Tower. It's 7 rockets, 2 fireballs, and 1 set of arrows. That will get the opposing King's Tower down to exactly 1 hit point. So at this point, Blaze and Bview are just racing against the clock to get the job done. But I'm going to throw this challenge out in the meantime. I've seen this done. These guys did it in full attack. I want to know if you, and I don't even know if this is possible, okay? I would love to see the 1 hit point replay just like this, but I would also like to see, in overtime, both players to take out the opposing player's tower at the exact same moment and have overtime continue twice. Okay, that is something I have not seen. I think maybe that was in a replay somewhere a long time ago. Simultaneous towers in overtime are exceedingly rare, but imagine if you guys can coordinate doing it twice. Meaning that you're in overtime and both of you wipe out 1 crown tower at the exact same moment, overtime continues, then you do the exact same to the other crown tower, you guys each destroy your opponent's tower at the same time, overtime continuing again. And then finally the coup de grace, you guys do it to each other's King's Tower, and the battle ends in a 3 crown draw. Now you don't have to get every tower down to 1 hit point first. This is just kind of a unique idea that I thought of after seeing this battle. But if you can do that, simultaneous towers twice in overtime, and then the 3 crown draw, if you guys get a hold of me on Twitter, I will come to your clan, visit it, grab the replay, and give each of the combatants a $25 US iTunes or Google Play gift card. Unfortunately, I only have access to US cards right now, you guys, so that's all I can offer. But if you guys can get the job done, I would be more than happy to put that replay in a video. I think people would enjoy seeing that. It is something that I don't think has ever happened in the game, at least not that I've ever seen. And here it is, you guys. Overtime counting down. So they've got plenty of time. They got it down to 1 hit point each, and they have over 40 seconds left in overtime. So now they just sit back, relax. They're going to blast each other's elixir collectors out of the way. It looks like maybe they were going to take out the other guy's tower, but no, they're just clearing everything off the board so it can be a nice, perfect, clean 6 hit points total. So there it is, double thumbs up. Time is going to count down, and every single tower at 1 hit point, you guys. So now you can do it yourselves, but I've laid down the challenge. Okay, the challenge is tie, 3 crown draw. If you guys can do that, please do let me know. My Twitter is right here on the screen at Galladon Gaming. I would love to stop by, visit your clan. I'll even start a tournament for just your clan and the gift cards and put you in a video and fame and fortune. Anyway, so that's going to do it, you guys. Let me know if anybody accepts that challenge. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for sticking around all the way to the end of this unusual episode. You guys are the true hashtag GalaFam. I love every single one of you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and get out there and make every attack a full attack. exactly, Don. What's so special about 1 hit point? I'd say 17 is much more important.